Okay, so today we are going to talk about Sir Creek issue between India and Pakistan. And when you are attempting this issue for your CSS or PMS exam, you need to understand the background. You need to understand India Pakistan's hostilities, their issues since 1947, and so only then you can address this issue and discuss this issue in detail. So India and Pakistan, as I told you before, that both states got independence in 1947 from the Brits, and since then, both states are fighting, against each other. They are in political clash with each other. They are in strategic clash with each other. They are economic rivals as well, and they have got many unresolved issues, including Kashmir, water, terrorism and extremism, counter, you can say, terrorism, cross-border attacks on LOC. So we are fighting on the daily basis. So this is one of the issue which was there after 1947. And the Sir Creek, it is a 96-kilometer narrow piece of water between India's Gujarat state and Pakistan's Sindh province. This area is not militarily not that much important, strategically not that much important, but economic value is this, that this area holds huge amount of oil and gas resources. So this is the reason that both states are looking for this reason. Plus, whichever state gets this region, they are also going to get exclusive economic zone areas in the Arabian Sea as well. So that is going to create importance for India and Pakistan. So it's a 96-kilometer, a narrow piece of water between the Indians and the Pakistanis. And it is a contentious issue, of course, which has plagued the two nations for decades. And both states are not accepting each other's position. Historically, Pakistan considers it to be its sovereign territory because when a dispute arose between Sindh and the Kutch Durbar. So previously in the history, if you look back, this area was part of Sindh. And according to international law, when a colony gets decolonized, so the areas which they inherit, it goes to that particular country. So this is what Pakistan believed, that these areas were part of Sindh before 1947. And after the partition, it should have been part of Pakistan. But since India is, dominant power in South Asia, so they are not accepting this. So we need to understand this issue in detail. So that the matter was referred to arbitration, and the Indo-Pak Western Boundary Case Tribunal's award in 1968 uphold 90% of the India's claim to the entire Rann of Kucth. So there was another area close to the Sir Creek, and that was Rann of Kucth area. So Rann of Kucth area was also very important and significant, and it went to India after the case in International Tribunal. The dispute arises from the agreement of the parties before Tribunal to limit their differences only at the border in the north. So the issue of Sir Creek was not settled at that time. In 1914, before partition, a settlement was made on the basis of compromise. The Sindh government foregoing its claim on Kori Creek, and I'll show you the Kori Creek on the map later on, and further east of Sir Creek to gain ownership over the entire Sir Creek. So in 1947, Sindh government and Kutch of Durbar, which was a government at that time, they made an agreement in which the Sindh government they gave away the claim of Kori Creek, as you can see in this map as well. This is Kori Creek, and it was given by the Sindh government and at that time. And in return, they asked for the Sir Creek area, the whole Sir Creek area. So that was this is the position of Sir Creek, as you can see here in the map as well. So historically, it was part of Sindh in 1914. After India's partition in 1947, Sindh became part of Pakistan, obviously, and Kutch remained with India, obviously, because it was geographically, it was close to India, as you can see. So, according to the international law, as I told you before, uh, international law says the international law जिसके साथ ये करता है ना, ये कहता है uti possidetis juris. Now, that decolonized sovereign states should have the same borders that their preceding dependent area had before independence. So, Pakistan deems to have inherited its right over Sirkari. So, इस law के मुताबिक एक कॉलोनी जब डी कॉलोनी होती है तो जो एरिया वो इनहेरिट करती है वो एरिया उसके होते हैं. सेम इज द केस विद पाकिस्तान. जो हम डेरोन लाइन के ऊपर क्लेम करते हैं ना, वहां पे भी यही चीज लागू होती है.